y'all, it's me Alex. Today I'm going to be doing my second ever anti-haul. I know I said that it would be coming up in like a couple weeks in my last video, but like I got no other ideas of what to film today, but I do know of many things that I'm not going to be buying, and yeah. That is as much of an intro as this deserves. If you do not know what an anti-haul is, it is basically a list of things that I'm not going to buy and why I'm not going to buy them. It was started by the wonderful and amazing Kimberly Clark, who I will link her channel down below. And anyway, let's get started. So I think I'm going to start with the Hooda Beauty Rose Gold Reloaded or Revamped palette. I don't know. Either way, she's redoing it. I did not buy this the first time around. I didn't care for it. The color scheme is like pretty, but it's not my thing. I know she's redoing it because a lot of other people like the colors but didn't like the formula of the first one. I didn't care much for either. I know that she said that she was pulling the first one because of the quality control issues, but it sounded like the way she was doing it that it wasn't ever going to return, and now it has. So I'm not quite sure what the situation of that is, but either way, it's really just not a color scheme that I'm into. I have many weird feelings about Hooda Beauty as a brand. One with the new baking powder thing, and like the fact that that's kind of a ripoff, more than kind of, it is a ripoff of Beauty Bakery, and she's also had some race issues on her Instagram in the past. And also, this is something that I don't think I've seen a lot of people mention, but Hooda Beauty is technically a cruelty-free brand, but I also know that she makes mink lashes, which I feel really weird about because I don't think you can be cruelty-free and make mink lashes because that involves hurting animals. So I have many feelings about that, like as a brand. To be quite frank, I think even if I, you know, was still like chill with that brand, I would not want the Rose Gold Reloaded palette. I should really like actually look at what the names of these things are. I'm just guessing. But yeah, I didn't want it when it first came out. I don't want it now. Like there are a couple of like hot pinks in there that are like vaguely appealing to me. I can find hot pink single shadows. I do not like it when it's bad. I do not like it now it's rad. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them. Hooda Beauty, you will not make me enjoy this palette. You will not make me want to buy this palette. Another thing that I did not want to buy. This was actually something that was on my wish list for a bit. It is the new Morphe and Jaclyn Hill collab. I thought these palettes were friggin' gorgeous. Again, these got pulled due to quality control issues. Like, do people even test this kind of stuff before they go onto market? That's what I'm really confused about, is like, surely there must be some sort of like thing going on where you actually try out your products before you send them out for PR or to the general public. But that, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna push this under the rug because there are a couple palettes, like the really dark one and like the berry colored one, that I'm just like, okay, I'd still be done with the color schemes, and like they're like $15, so they're really cheap, and so it's like, okay, I'm gonna ignore that. But then I also started thinking, I remembered what happened the first time that Morphe and Jaclyn Hill collabed with her gigantic palette, and I remember how many times like that site shut down and people weren't able to get it because everybody was going after it, and I'm like, do I really want to have to deal with that? I don't think I want to have to deal with that. Like, eyeshadow should not give you anxiety, and I feel as though if I tried to go for this palette that it would give me intense anxiety just to attempt to get one of them. Maybe if they're out for a long time or if they become permanent like the OG Jaclyn Hill palette does, then I might go for it, but especially not this first time around. I'm really not feeling that, so nope. Not gonna get it. Another thing from a brand that I actually do like is the new Anastasia Dream Glow Kit. I just don't need any more highlighters in my life right now. And the thing is, I've heard a lot of people really like this, so I'm not saying it's bad quality, but I also know that just about everybody who's tried it said that all of them just come off as a very pink highlight, which I do like. I think pink highlights are cute. Like when I get a highlight palette that has 6 different shades in it, I do want them to all kind of come off more different. Then I think these colors come off, and I also know that it's a bit more glittery, and yes, I'm wearing a little bit more of a glittery highlight today, but in general, I don't really like it. In fact, I'm not entirely happy with how these cheekbones turned out. That's how I'm feeling on that. I think it would be lovely for other people, but it's really not my thing. This is one thing that I really wish that I actually did want to buy, but I don't. It is the Fenty Beauty Moroccan Spice palette. I was so excited that she was releasing like an all matte palette. Like, one of the main reasons that I did not get her like holiday palette, that's the word I'm looking for. One of the main reasons that I didn't get her holiday palette was the fact that it was an all shimmer palette. I've discovered in my life that even if like an all shimmer palette is very good quality, it is not something that I ever think to pull out and use. simply because I know that I would need another palette with it. I would need a companion palette, and while I do think the Moroccan Spice and her holiday palette would actually probably go pretty well together, I'm not particularly interested in like having to pull out another palette when like I go to do my makeup. I like doing that out of my own volition, not out of necessity. I would expect something with the name Moroccan Spice to be a lot more colorful than this one was. I think it has a really beautiful color scheme, but I also really don't think it's anything innovative. I think the packaging is gorgeous, and I actually really love the way the shadows are laid out. But again, it's one of those warm tone neutral palettes with a pop of blue, and for like a brand that is as cool and new and funky and innovative as Fenty, I really think that she could be doing a lot better. I like the duos, like the highlighter duos that have come out. I think those are real cute. I like what she's doing with those, but I don't think she's really come out with a palette that really draws my eye in yet and would be worth me spending all of that money for. Also, Becca has done another collaboration with Chrissy Teigen on a blush bronzer highlighty thing. I don't know. I really like Becca. I really like Chrissy Teigen. I love her Twitter and her Instagram. She's freaking fabulous. But this is something that I'm just not going to be buying simply because I don't like the concept of blush, bronzer, highlighter all in one pan type things. I like them in the form of a palette, but in all one thing, because especially if it's one of those things that you have to like swirl together and like put it on your cheeks, and you know, you can't get the exact same effect on each side because you have to do it separate times, and like I don't want to have that level of perfectionism needed when I go to do my makeup. So yeah, that's just, it's not my thing. And also, Bite Beauty has released their French press lip gloss. Again, I'm simply not going to be buying this because I'm not really a lip gloss person. They're all very neutral. I love the concept of the French press lip glosses because it's just like coffee, and I think that's super cute. But Bite Beauty is really expensive, and honestly, if I do want to dip my toe into the lip gloss realm soon, I will be spending a lot less money to do that. Another lip product that I'm really not interested in is the new Too Faced Melted Metallic collection. Now, I'm really interested in their melted mattes. I haven't tried them before, but now that like I'm out of brand as far as my favorite liquid lipsticks go, I'm gonna give those a friggin' shot. Like, they have a bright green one that I'm so interested in. I have swatched it, it looks beautiful. That is going in my next Sephora order. But who releases a metallic collection in the middle of summer? Like, first of all, I'm not really like a super metallic like lipstick kind of person. Most of my lipsticks are matte liquid lipsticks or just like creamy matte, what's the term? Bullet lipsticks. So I just don't really feel a need for it, like much anything else. I might have a couple like duochrome shift type lipsticks like Too Faced Unicorn Tears, but I really don't feel the need for a lot of metallic lipsticks. I have the Wet n Wild, when they did their mermaid collection, I got 2 of those metallic lipsticks. I think they're really pretty, but they're not something that I would wear all the time, simply because a metallic lipstick is really just kind of difficult and weird to touch up throughout the day. And also, I don't feel as though the metallic lipstick trend really works well for summer. To me, metallic lips, when I see them, I often associate those a lot more with like Christmas and New Year's, when everything is like deep and rich and glittery. You know, that just seems like a lot more of like a fall to winter to holiday type thing. So I just feel as though this, at the very least, the timing of this collection is really, really weird to me. And I have 3 more palettes and then we will be done with this video. This next one is actually something that was on my wish list for a while. It was the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. Now, when this was teased, I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. This is the first thing I've been interested in from Urban Decay in a long time, because to me, when I look at it, if I were to create my ultimate giant eyeshadow palette, that would be it. Because it has like all the nice warm tones, some cool tones, some neutrals, but it's all like, it kind of has like dark and smoky vibes, you know, and I really like that because that's, to me, those are the colors that I think look best on me. I know I'm wearing yellow eyeshadow right now, but I don't always wear a lot of light colored makeup because I feel as though I have to do like a lot of liner to make it work, whereas more darker jewel tones and smoky tones, those go a lot easier on me without as much effort. So I was really excited when I saw this, and I was like, okay, it's a little expensive, and I know that Urban Decay's releases recently have been kind of hit or miss. I know what happened with the Back Talk palette that I was interested in for a little bit. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna wait and see. I'm at least gonna wait until I try it in store. And so I went in store on the time when they were doing like the 20% off coupon for prestige brands, because I was like, okay, if I'm gonna get it, I will at least like test it out in store and get it for 20% off if I like it. And I tested it out in store. It wasn't bad, but it was just really underwhelming to me. I don't know what it was. I know like some of the brighter warm tone shades weren't quite as vibrant as I had hoped when I swatched them. Like the metallic and glittery and shiny, shimmery, all of the not matte shades, all of those were really good. When I tried it in person, I felt as though I would have to talk myself into buying something. When you have to talk yourself into buying a product, especially one that's about 50 bucks, that's really not something that you need to get. That's not something you need to put in your collection. I have no doubt that if I bought it, like, yeah, I would generally get some good use out of it. It's not something that would add to my collection, and it's not something that would particularly make me super happy or excited to own. And I think that's a pretty good threshold for buying makeup. Would it add to your collection and would it make you happy? Didn't really do either of those things for me, so not getting that. And the last two were also on my wish list as well. The first one is the Smashbox Pinks and Palms palette. I was really interested in it because I was like, wow, that's a really cute color scheme. Since it's one of their cover shop palettes, I've heard really, really mixed reviews on the cover shot formula in general. I've only heard a couple reviews on this one. It's like pretty decent. I haven't heard anything particularly raving about like the quality or the formula or anything besides the color scheme. And I'm also, well, you'll see this little teaser for my wish list video that I'm gonna do later in the week, but I'm really interested in the Juvia's Place Deuce palette, and that's a bit cheaper for one, and for two, I know that their shadow quality is extremely good. And especially when like it's a color scheme like that I don't wear a whole lot, simply because I worry that colors like that would wash me out a little bit. I would want those colors to be a lot more vibrant, and I would at least want the shadows to be good quality if it's something that like I'm going to be really experimenting on with my face. And I would trust Juvia's Place quality a lot more than Smashbox quality, so not getting that one. And finally, this is something that I've seen a lot of people be really, really interested in, and to be quite honest, I really was too, but it is the Violet Voss Flamingo palette. I'm not getting that. I fully support, I'm so excited that Violet Voss is doing like a colorful, bright eyeshadow palette. I think that is so good for them because so many of their palettes just look so completely the same together. Yeah, you got a problem there. Thank you for breaking out of it. However, I just know that I personally would not get as much use out of it as I would a lot of other palettes. I feel as though I'm good in terms of like the colors of the Flamingo palette, just because I have the BH Cosmetics Festival palette, and I think that has a lot of similar vibes to it. It's a little bit deeper and darker, which I appreciate. I feel as though the Flamingo palette isn't something that I would wear too terribly much, even though it's this gorgeous, vibrant, colorful palette, simply because the shades there are kind of, they're not pastel, like they're super bright, but they're not necessarily the tones of eyeshadow that I particularly go for. And again, even though it's pretty and I think I could make it work, it's not something that to me really adds to my collection. So yeah, I'm not getting that either. Because I think the thing is, like in anti-hauls, people expect you to like drag the basic releases, but I'm not here to drag anybody or anything. I'm here to state my honest opinions, and sometimes those honest opinions include me not wanting something that actually is really cool and innovative simply because like I have a lot of makeup. And when I go to buy makeup, I want it to be something that will like make me like really happy and add to my collection, and sometimes those new and innovative and cool products just don't do it for me. So that is my honest opinion. So anyway, that was my second ever anti-haul. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe down below if you want to see more videos from me, and I will see you on my next one. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye!